Okay, well, thank you, Jim and Connor, for the invitation to this year's event in Hudson Valley. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody again. Of course, some people I know and some people I don't know, so I'm excited to get together with all of you. Um, yeah, so my exposure to the ETF industry goes back to uh, really 2001. It's hard to believe it's been that long. I was a banker in New York at Credit Suisse, and a friend introduced me to now my current business partner, Terry Norman, and he was pondering this SEC concept release paper that had been penned by investment management on how to price and actively manage ETF, because hitherto everything was passive in those days. And we got exposed to Michael Munt, and we had some discussions, and we had some dialogue. Unfortunately, it didn't go anywhere at the time. Fast forward to 2014, and Terry and I resurrected our relationship again because we had realized that the SEC was still pondering the issue. And of course, Presidian had been a pioneer in this area. And so we developed our own solution, our own idea of a semi-transparent or a way to protect the portfolio information from prying eyes. And we raised some money and pursued that with the SEC. And it took a long time, as everyone knows. 2019, we all got approved, and here we are. And now, of course, we're involved in the ETF space from a fintech service provider angle, helping active investment managers launch ETFs that have some degree of opacity. And that's what Blue Tractor is all about. I guess what I didn't tell folks is I'm a Canadian. I actually do live in Canada, although Blue Tractor is domiciled in the US, and I spend most of my time in the US. It's funny, when I meet ETF folks from Canada, I really don't know them because I spent, my business is American because of the regulatory framework of the SEC 1940 Investment Company Act. What I hope to get out of this session, I think I posited this thought last week on the Twitter account was distribution. I feel this distribution is quicksand for emerging smaller advisors. It's so difficult to get traction. Lightning in a bottle is great. Sometimes you get lucky. Think of Hack or Block and those kind of ETFs. The Tukrium, wheat ETFs when Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine. But generally, you can't have a business plan based on luck. And I wish we could figure out a way to fix distribution. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know Dave Natick has some very important thinking on that I'd like to unpack more in Hudson Valley. And finally, what am I passionate about outside of ETFs? As a Canadian, you might be surprised to know that I am obsessed with US college football. I'm not a hockey guy despite living in this country and growing up in Canada. To me, college football is the be all end all. The biggest program to me is Syracuse. And so I drag my wife and friends down there once a year to the Orange Dome to see the Orange play. And this winter, I'll be going down to Gainesville to see Florida, Arkansas in November, and I cannot wait. So that's really some of the background about me. And thank you, Jim and Connor, again. I look forward to seeing you all next month.